Well then, here we are. Season 8 of PIA is now underway, and oh boy, is there a lot to talk about. Without any further ado, let's roll that title card. First things first, let's get into the news. King, after being fired, decided to throw a hissy fit, terrorizing Disco and the TV account by joining every time they were in game. King was then replaced last minute by Dan, who at first seemed like another competent fella like this man here. Turns out, Dan wasn't actually competent at all, getting through Q1 with ease. Jack, being a rookie on the grid of course, channeled his inner Lance Stroll and smashed his LKR MSV into pieces like it was made out of Lego. Greeno, being the owner of LKR MSV, of course didn't like that, and responded by knocking Finley and Disco out of Q2. It was in a head-to-head battle between the two. I surely hope that there's a close finish to decide who gets pole. Please let it be a close pole position finish. For fuck. Turns out, Greeno decided to be as slow as Guan Yu slow over here, turning his LKR into a tractor. At least he can still compete with the AMR-24, and that car is already painfully slow. With Dan setting his DR-25 on pole by a comfortable margin, it will send up to race day to see who wins. The grid really looks really competitive, so I hope that there will be not a crash on lap 1. Please don't have a crash on lap 1. I swear to fucking... Turns out the Season 8 PIA drivers are as crash happy as the 2024 Formula 2 grid, making Formula 3 look more like grown-ups. Disco and Finley had a moment on the exit of Turn 2, deciding to both drive like Mazepin, spinning around and causing a virtual safety car on lap 3. Even though race control sent the message leaders to slow down, Dan apparently ignored this and kept driving at full racing speeds, with his virtual safety car turning into the Red 3GP safety car, as apparently they haven't suffered enough. A safety car piloted by Disco's ex-teammate Moominator. Speaking of Disco, let's see what place he's in. Surely he's in a position to fight with the leaders, right? Right? Turns out Disco forgot how to drive, and ended up in last place, even being hit with a penalty for that incident on lap 1 between him and Finley. Lap 6 rolled around and the safety car came into the pits, with the restart going as clean as you'd expect. Come on guys, it's PIA we're talking about. Clean restarts are about as rare as meeting a real woman on Tinder these days. Dan and Finley decided to spice up the race by crashing with each other, causing a safety car. We then got back to racing on lap 1, on lap 9, and oh boy was this restart clean. The rivalry between Finley and Dan wasn't over, with Finley wanting to get revenge for the crash that Dan caused, resorted to kamikaze tactics to sacrifice his DRS flap to take Dan out of contention for the win. This of course caused a red flag, with the stewards having a stroke whilst trying to figure out the order for the standing start. Finley did not sustain race-ending damage, might I add. He did sustain DRS damage, so he was driving like his DRS was open for the entire race. Surely Finley will get a good result in the race, right? Oh, never mind, he's retiring. When the stewards did figure out the order, however, the race got back on the way. Let's hope that they don't crash right after the start. Oh, come on, guys, for fuck. Turns out, Disco decided to warm up his rears, spinning round and causing Finley to copy and paste his exact moves as well. 2 laps later, Finley retired from the race, remembering he was driving a Lima Motorsport with the reliability of a 2022 Ferrari Formula 1 engine. 1 lap later, Greeno decided to spice up the competition by spinning it on the exit of turn 2, doing a 360 and allowing Disco to catch back up. 1 lap later, the gap was now at 1.1 seconds. Disco still had that penalty, and they still both had to pit. Fast forward to lap 19, Greeno spinning it again by going wide on the exit of turn 2. I swear to God, turn 2 is becoming a menace. Yet it's not Kevin Magnussen. Let's go to lap 20. Disco pitting to serve his penalty, and Greeno pitting as well. The gap was then 5.9 seconds. Let's see if we can get a close race to the end going. A close end to the race going. Lap 22. Disco finally served his last stop. Let's see if we can get a fight for the win going. On the exact same lap, however, Greeno slowed down, faked going into the pits, letting Disco shoot past into the lead. 2 laps later, Greeno finally pitted. That's up for a fight now. Greeno, after his pit stop, had to make up 18.2 seconds in 14 laps, and whilst on new tires, he clearly has the advantage, with Disco now worrying about having to save his tires. A lap later, the gap was now at 17.5. It looks like Greeno could catch him. Lap 28 rolled around, and the gap was now 12.5 seconds. It looks like there's going to be a fight at the very end. Lap 29, and the gap was now at 10.7. This is getting really close. Oh, never mind, he spun. Turns out Greeno's LKR didn't feel like cooperating anymore, spinning around on the entry of turn 4 after going wide at turn 3. 2 corners later, and he went wide again. Geez, even Moominator could do better at this point. Lap 31 rolled around and Green has spun it again, basically handing the win to Disco. Since I didn't want to bore your shorter attention span, I'm gonna cut straight to the end of the race, with Disco winning after being lost at the end of lap 1. I have a feeling this is going to be another season dominated by Disco. But it's the first round after all, so we're gonna have to wait till Mexico, where Dutch Week and Motorsport brought some updates this season. But thank you guys for watching, and if you want to see more of these kinds of videos from me, make sure to let me know by hitting that like button. The link to the Dutch Trick and PIA channel will be in the top of the description. Make sure to subscribe there as well. And have a nice day.